Hey guys, this is Esports Money's ESM Mac 10, whatever you want to call me, and today we're going to be going over my Medusa jungling guide. I actually just recorded this video, but the audio sounded terrible, so we're going to be giving this another shot. So, first thing you want to do, you want to level up your Q, because you're going to need the hell out of that. You're going to grab a couple of iron branches, and if you are in this lobby like I am, you're going to grab the courier and the wards. However, you shouldn't have to buy the courier, a support should be doing that, and you shouldn't have to buy the wards either. Now, first thing you're going to do, you're going to get your support to put a ward right in this little corner. This will give you vision to protect you while you're jungling the ancients. It will also give you a better view of the ancients while you are killing them, which is nice because when the trees grow back, which I'll show you which trees to cut down, you may have trouble keeping your aggro on them or just in general continuing to hit them if you aren't able to block the trees from growing back. So, like I said, first thing we're going to do is throw down the ward. Next, we're going to go ahead and take out this tree. You don't have to take these two trees down, but I really like to take them down because there's a 5-second delay between when each tree gets cut down because there's a 5-second cooldown on the quelling blade, which means when these trees start to grow back in about 5 minutes, you will see the order in which they're going to come back, and you'll have basically a warning. You'll have a heads up. You'll have like a, watch out, you need to get the creeps into position to block them, or you need to get in position to block them, and you need to get ready to cut them down again. And then you cut down these two trees. Wop. Wop. And now we wait for the creeps to spawn. You can see I got plenty of vision over here. There's a DD down there that would really accelerate things, but I'm not going to go grab it just yet. Wham! And now we're just going to make it rain. We're just going to make it rain. Try to focus the same creep if you can, if possible, because focusing the same creep will it'll cause the same creeps to die faster, and what this will do is it will ultimately result in you turn off your split shot when you pull. Try to pull the purple one because the big gold one doesn't always want to pull. But basically, by focusing on the same creeps, you'll level up faster because you'll be killing creeps faster, or at least certain ones will be dying faster at a more predictable rate. And what happens then is that you essentially get into a spot where you're getting your levels faster, which means you're getting your stats faster, which means you're killing creeps faster, and you're getting your Q faster, which is the key to the reason this works, and the reason why this is viable. My Drow Ranger guide is not a guide that I really like to tell people to do if you're in the 3K MMR bracket or above, really, but this you can kind of do all the way up as long as you have the time guaranteed to secure the Medusa farm. Now, with this build, you will be going for a Hand of Midas, so get that bad boy queued up as soon as you get a minute to do so. I'm going to continue to try to harass this golem down here. And you're going to want to stop attacking them at around 40 seconds, maybe 40 seconds and change. I'm going to come down and actually let these guys hit me so that they'll turn around and leave, hopefully buying me enough time to actually stack them again. And it does buy me enough time, granted that big brown one comes, or gold one comes. The gold one does come. Looks like it will stack appropriately. Now, you might be wondering why I purchased the courier in a bot game like this when I'm jungling Medusa. Well, if you get in that Hand of Midas, that means you're going to be picking up your Gloves of Haste first. A lot of times, especially if you're in lane, you don't pick up the Gloves of Haste first, you pick up the recipe first, because you can just grab the gloves from the side shop, and therefore you can use your Midas the instant that you have enough money to. But when you're jungling with Medusa, any increase in DPS is something that you want to get as fast as possible, so I'm going to go ahead and get the courier to bring me that Gloves of Haste. I haven't actually tried doing this without Gloves of Haste, or without a courier, mostly because in a real game you really won't have to. It's an advantage that you will have. In fact, you should be doing better than I am right now in a real game, because I had to buy the wards, and I had to buy the courier, so you should be up around 300 gold. Now, hopefully I don't whiff this stack. Looks like I might have, but I think we're good to go here. 8, 9, yep, we got it. And now we just continue to right-click them down. Remember, trying to focus down the same creeps is a very good practice, because you will get them killed faster, and you will get those sweet, sweet esports monies from them faster, but most importantly, you'll get levels. The big thing about this is, normally Medusa is a hero that is only concerned with money for the most part. She thinks I'll get my levels anyway. But you have to get the levels to get the money when you're doing this build. So you want to get those levels as fast as possible. Generally speaking, with this build, I will get stats at levels 2 and 4 so I can kill these jungle or kill these ancients a little bit faster. You don't have to, but I do. Those are probably the only 2 levels of stats I will get, and then depending on how aggressive or defensive we're playing, I'll either max Mana Shield or Mystic Snake. I don't think I'll even have to stop auto-attacking this pool. No, I can just keep going. It's very convenient that it timed out appropriately. Now, I've got about 1 minute left until I've got to be concerned with the trees growing back. And again, we will see this tree grow back first because it was the first one I cut down, and then we'll have a 5-second window between every subsequent tree grow back, so to speak. I'm not focusing the creeps or single targets as much now because I'm attacking 3 and because I'm level 4. Once you're level 5, I don't really focus on focusing single creeps much at all because you're hitting 4 targets anyway, so you're going to be hitting most of the wave as it is. We're going to be in a very peculiar situation very soon because this tree is about to grow back and the pull is coming up. So we might be in a very rough situation very shortly, but we will see. If you mess up 1 stack, it's not the end of the world. Messing up 2, though, kinda hurts. It kinda sucks, actually. However, I think I'm getting into a very lucky situation here. Yes. Oh, no. It's actually a very unlucky situation. Nope, if I could get that 1 last hit on him, I would have been good to go. Alright, so what I'll do now is I'll last hit this guy and rotate over to the middle lane, try to get some last hitting done. Generally speaking, you can whiff 1 and still be okay. That was a very unfortunate one to whiff, because if I had got the next stack, I would have a 6-minute Midas. And a 6-minute Midas seems good, like not super good, but good. But a 6-minute Midas is actually kind of a huge deal when you're playing when I bought the courier and I bought wards. So that means I actually could have got like a 5:30 Midas. You do continue to level your ult at the standard 6, 11, and 16 on this hero. The ult gives your enemies a very large amount of magic resistance, but it makes their physical damage resistance very, very low. And this is really important because you do a lot of physical damage. And meanwhile, I'll be whiffing some last hits over here. Cool. Now I have my Hand of Midas. I got a sub... Okay, pause. It's 5 minutes and 53 seconds. I'm level 6. I got my Hand of Midas recipe, and I got a full Hand of Midas coming to me in the courier. I have my Quelling Blade, 2 branches, and I have purchased the wards and the basic courier. This means that if you do the ancient stack correctly, if you don't miss anything, if you don't miss a single stack, then by 6 minutes you can have. And again, this is something that takes a little bit of practice, and you need a little bit of luck sometimes. But generally speaking, if you just time it out correctly, you know when the trees are going to back, you see when it's coming, you stack appropriately. We're talking 6 minutes for a Hand of Midas, brown boots, and a Quelling Blade. This means by 10 minutes you could be rocking your tier 2 boots, a Ring of Aquila, or Aquila, however it's pronounced, with your Hand of Midas and your Quelling Blade. Generally speaking, around 6 or 7 minutes after I have, or 6 or 7 minutes game time, I will stop jungling ancients. I will continue to stack them to come back and kill them later if I'm available, and I'll try to steal some farm from either the mid or the top lanes, possibly the jungle. That's basically it. A big thing to do with the Hand of Midas, always Midas a melee creep, never Midas a range creep in the lane, because the melee creep gives more experience and less gold, meaning that you'll get more gold from the wave if you Midas the melee creep, and you'll get more experience from the wave if you Midas the melee creep. So there's no reason why you should ever Midas a ranged creep if they're both melee and ranged creeps still alive in the lane. So this has been my guide to jungling Medusa. After you get your tier 2 boots and your optional Ring of Aquila / Wraithband, if your team, if you need something more defensive, the standard is to go for a Lincoln Sphere because it gives you good resistance to single target nukes, and it also gives you a fair amount of stats. And Medusa's really stat hungry. However, if you're winning really hard, or you're feeling about just going more offensive or coming online really early, rushing a Scotty it's not the best idea, but it's not the worst idea either. But anyway, from here you can kind of take the liberty where you want. I've given you the mechanics, and now you can play around with them. Thank you for watching. My name is Esports Money's ESM Mac 10, whatever you want to call me. You can find me on Twitter at esportsmonies, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/macx10. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. It means the world to me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.